I just don't see it here. I think this is a really risky composition for IG to win. You're playing in basically all range. You're trying to use Ziggs and Varus to poke away your opponents, and then essentially set up for Wei to get pentakills, right? Like, it's basically with IG working with a lot more than JDG know, and I wonder how IG are going to be able to leverage this, especially with if they can even get priority in bottom lane, because it seems like Photic is having a bit of a harder time struggling in the 2v2.
Might prove a little difficult.
Xiaoshu?
Solo kill already. Xiaoshu on Zahen strikes first blood in this grand final.
Oh.
So Wei, even though he is spotted, oh man, that ward, I have no idea if Xiaoshu kind of sold out the position, but if Wei spends too much time for this and they don't get anything off of it, I mean, a flash forward for the decimating smash to knock him up. Wei, does he have enough damage? Yes, he does. The final proc of the Q2. It's enough to clean house, but at least forces Xiaoshu to back off for now.
Oh God. Rafa, with this wave pushing, you know that Vampire doesn't have teleport. Okay, trade from Jway. Shouldn't be all that much. They're gonna also use the ignite, so Gala's gonna get stuck. This could be problematic.
There's no three-pointer available for Renard anymore, but if he can get in range, he's going to propel himself with the satchel charge, and Vampire's already accepted his fate and will give one over to Renard.
This bottom lane cannot contest inside of JDG. You can see that trade that we were talking about before the pause. Junjia and JDG are going to have access to those grubs, which I think is nice. Getting more gold, especially for this Azir, and taking that away from a Ziggs comp, always a good look.
And it empowers Hongqiu and Xiaoshu on the side lanes even further. If they are left alone to their own devices, power those 3 grubs with that extra Void Might.
Find ways of peeling away from this Zahen.
Yeah, you can already see the fact that Bramble Vest completed, still not enough. Oh, potential setup for Wei. Doesn't even need the public execution. I think Vampire, without a flash, is just dead to rights as Renard assisted with another 3-pointer from downtown. And that means the feat of warfare has been secured for IG.
Doesn't even have to actually move out of the lane. Like, that's amazing. You now get free time for Photic to hit this. Gala's going to try to pressure, goes Transcendent.
Oh,
he's just dead?
He doesn't have flash for the dredge line. Gala was doing everything he can to just push Photic off the tower, and at least he doesn't pick up the plate, but at the cost of his own life.
We talked about a lot for the experience. We'll see whether or not he can actually perform on this. And Best of Jungle, which I know I don't know what your opinion of this champion is, but especially in the jungle, I think it is kind of fake. Oh!
Well, I'll tell you what's not fake. This bot lane fight between the 2v2. Gala gets exhausted, knocked up with the death charge. Photic trying to dump all of his arrows, and both AD carries are down. But now Jway and Vampire in supportal combat. But Vampire's on the losing end of this trade. Does Jway have enough CC in the tank? Enough damage? Just one more dredge line, but Vampire makes it out alive just in time.
Now they're walking in blind into this. They're just going to give this entire dragon up. So that's second dragon going over to IG, and very little lost. And remember from draft we said that we wanted to see IG with an advantage going into the 15-minute mark. They have a minor one. They have 2 dragons. I think that's really strong and giving them some ways to play. We get the first tower as well, so Feats of Strength are going to go over to Invictus Gaming. I'm going to be very sad when we see Feats of Strength leave.
Definitely feels bad for Zahen, for Xiaoshu, I should say specifically, who got the first kill of the game and then is starting to watch the rest of his bot side map lose advantages one after another.
That's just the top lane experience, brother.
That is the top lane experience. You're all alone on your island, and you have no impact unless you're Shen. Because you have to fear that if your fight goes wrong, you not only lose the dragon, you also lose the Otacon on the back half of it. And JDG right now trying to sneak it. Jway is the first one in. Tags Vampire. Renard is trying to sneak his way through on the right side flank, so he's not caught. But Xiaoshu is thinking the same thing. Vampire finds Renard. He throws the 3-pointer right on top of himself for some damage. It's the Cyclone from Junja, but he gets popped. Here comes Hongqiu. Flash for the Emperor's Defied, but he's in the middle of all 3 members. Xiaoshu, can he get some damage down? Gala staring at his old team. He flashes the dredge line. Xiaoshu absorbs it. Saburo trying to step up for the team, but there's no more Photic. There's no more Renard. It's only on Wei and 2 tanks to put in the heavy lifting. Xiaoshu should be able to get some damage done, but Wei steps up, gets knocked up by the crowd control, but they're winning the fight. Gala in a 1v3. I don't think he can pull a miracle out of this one. Wei and Saburo clean it up, and it's an ace for IG.
How did Junja go down so early in that fight? That's 3 dragons over to IG. It will not be the Otacon, and that's the big worry now, because with JDG and some of these members respawning, they can head right over to this objective, and this is going to be a never-ending fight.
Teased at the moment. Wei trying to start it up. IG hasn't really fully committed to it. Renard has teleport and is now expending it so he can join the fight.
Okay, the decent setup. I remember there's no flash here for Renard. At least it's going to come up in a few moments. No flash for Honkyu, no flash, and this is half already gone. Zen's going to have to TP in.
I'm curious where Renard throws down his E. Okay, he's going to block off the bottom side of the path here. Junja goes in for the Cyclone. Def Charge knocks him up. He still has one more cast of the Cyclone, but he's forced to run away for now. Gets chunked out by the Renard bomb. Xiaoshu and JDG have control of the Otacon at 3.6k. Can Wei get back in? Saboro's going to open up the line. They're going to try to burst it down. Who gets it? Wei secures the Otacon. And now IG can just play back and use range to their advantage. Wei snags the trench line. Honkyu forced to go into stasis, but Wei is just going crazy with the public execution. Empress Divide pushes them all back, but Xiaoshu with the Grim Deliverance is not going to be enough. He has the passive for the revive. Junja trying to turn it around, but he goes down anyway. Wei can lock up Xiaoshu for Wei to go crazy on it. And Xiaoshu, can he get in range? But he gets punted back by a satchel charge. Big knock up on the Dway. It's not enough. And now Renard looks for Honkyu, the flash forward. Honkyu is going to do everything he can, but it's just not enough at the end of the day. IG get another ace at 23 minutes.
And the way that he thinks about the game, his time and his tenure across the world, definitely I think lends to him maybe feeling like, hey, I just want to trust you guys in game.
Hang on. Big fight on the bottom side of the map. Junja throws out the Cyclone, gets 2 knockups, but Wei hasn't taken more than a scratch, and Saboro arrives, and now he can do some damage. Still has Unstoppable Onslaught available. Gets the 2-man knockup into another follow-up with the Decimating Smash. Grim Deliverance tries to buffer through it all. Xiaoshu trying to survive. Forced to flash over the wall. Foda can tag him with an arrow and takes him down, but go on the right side flank. Looks for Dway and Fodic, but here comes Renard on the other side. Knocks him up with a satchel charge. Honkyu, can he survive? Not this time. Vampire, the last one to fall, and it's just an IG clean sweep in game 1.
5-0. We'll take the mid-tier 1, and let's just go grab Baron, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to maybe end this game. I mean, 35 seconds, I think it's tough. You could have gone for Soul, you could have gone for Baron. IG spanked JDG in this game number 1 with just clean fundamentals around objectives and really strong play, especially from the bottom lane.
Yeah, with Zig's passive as well, I think they could just end it right here. There's still 7 seconds on Vampire, the next one up. So with, as well as Junja, wow, this is so impressive.
Double bombs.
IG came to play for game 1 of the Demacia Cup Grand Finals.
I think a lot of folks at home would be surprised that JDG are supposed to be the favorites coming into this. They have their full lineup for the year. You don't have any of these subs. We've seen some really sketchy play from Invictus throughout the tournament.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.